Ah. This is so scuffed. Good. Fuck that perk. Whatever that perk is. God damn it. Never again. This is what... Man, how is Huntress better than the fucking Commando? This is just terrible. I'm gonna keep playing on Commando for a bit. Yes. Okay. Ah. Really? Holy. Am I drunk? Yes. Sick. Oh, I don't have the fucking banner, that's right. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'll take that. All right, let's see what kind of stuff we got. Could take 3. Nah, I kind of like those. How many of these things do I? None. Cool. Welp. Damn it. Wait, oh fuck. Hello? Gonna keep boss melting this fucking range for a minute. Ow. Don't keep hitting me with that shit, though. Fuck off. Yeah, give me the arc. Wow, that worked out perfectly? Shit. Eh. Bruh. Fuck off. Where the fuck? Forgot there was another level down. All right. Dude, I tried to This is fucking lame. Just not a good start. Oof. This is taking a little too long. It's actually a good spot, though. Yep. I probably should have cleared this shit first. Yeah. Oh, fuck. God damn it. All right. Go bleed. Go with crowbar. All right, well. Yeah, I gotta stop getting hit. Oh, dude, nice shot. Fuck this game. Playing like shit. Wow. Perfect. All right, I'll take that. No. Perfect. What does that do? Nope. All right. On to the next. God damn it. All right, give me something. Yes. Fuck off. Okay. Oh, fuck off. Oh, that thing's so good, but you know what? This bazooka is a fucking boss killer, and I'm about that, so... Guess that's what we go with. Cool. My old punk bitch. It missed entirely. That's so stupid. No. God, you're dumb. Solid strafe. Okay. Oh, fuck. Quit moving, you douche. Okay, this is good. So 20-something seconds, and then I can fuck him up with a... My Q. No, you don't keep doing that, okay? That's what's up, dude. Ah. I'm trying this. No, dude. That fucking poison melts so bad. God damn it. Fucking frustrating. Get like more damage resist, I guess. Wow, nice shot, douchebag. Fucking garbage perk, dude. Holy shit. Fuck this. Ah, okay. Well, this is not the run. This is fucking bullshit. I mean, what the fuck is this, dude? What? This is fucking sad. $1. Fuck this game, dude. I always forget I can do this. What is this? Oh. Okay. Man, I haven't gotten the tome in forever. This is such bullshit, dude. What? Really? This is scuffed. Come on. Holy. Oh, fucked that up. Come on, baby. It ain't over till I say it's over. Oh, it's over. Told you. Just give me 2 fucking enemies. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, don't you fuck up my turret, you bitch. Wow, I got baited. 2? 3? Boy, give me a portal. What the fuck? Come on. Come on. I guess. All right. No! Fuck. Oh, man. All right. Well, that's okay. It's such a good perk, though. These guys are fucking annoying. Where are my little robots? Okay. All right.
Ugh.
Holy fuck, dude. Come on. Going extra health. What the fuck was that? Oh, hell yeah. Man, I really don't like burning. Okay, stage 4, we meet again. Oh no. No, you don't want to fuck with the parent. Dude. Ah, fuck. Alright, give me some money, dude. Give me some money. Hurry up. Come my way, please. No. Come on. Come on. I made it, officially, unless I get killed right here at the damn end, which I wouldn't put past myself. Okay. I'll take that. H5. Where you at, you punk bitch? Ah, not good. There's got to be something I can actually get before I start this. Shit. Oh, there we go. I'm making the walk. Gotta be able to do better than this. Come on. This is really not great. Okay, alright, alright. All right. I think we're probably... Here, I'm going to open this. Nope, fuck. Nah, I'm just going to start it, I think. If I can get up to this real fast. No, it's not going to happen. Oh, okay, it's time to go. Oof. Fuck, this became a problem hella quick. Is this thing fucking dead yet? What the fuck is happening? I just fucking wasted my whole goddamn queue for nothing. God damn it.
without every single cog of that policy being racist, right? If this is coming down from a superintendent or from the mayor or some shit, that certain that doesn't
So
mean that
what
every
part of the part of this part is
or the mayor or whatever asking for certain districts to be enforced.
So it's
more.
the mayor. You think the mayor is racist?
It's possible. I'm not sure where exactly these policies originate from. It depends from
So is
policy
it
to
all the
policy.
mayors? Is it every mayor in every city, or is it like depend on the city?
It probably would depend on the city and the penal justice systems in each city, and depending on their how they sentence people based on race. I guess I don't know. You'd have to go and look.
Okay, I'm just then I got you saying that mayors are racist.
You're not-
Boom.
You didn't get me saying.
I'm just playing with you, man. I'm just playing with you.
Okay. Do you? Okay. What was the next point you wanted to go to?
You said that there's a disproportionate amount of women in certain job fields, and I would like to know why you think there aren't as many women in, say, engineering or CEOs.
I don't know. It seems like certain genders are more encouraged to take interest in certain things growing up, and that leads to a vastly different proportion of men and women being in different fields.
Who's encouraging them?
Society in general. Could be TV advertisements. It could be movies and films. It could be TV shows. It could be parents.
So you're
schools.
saying there's not enough. Let's just pick a job. Let's say engineers.
Mhm.
Let's say there's not enough female engineers because the
Okay.
TV told them not to be engineers. The women told the women not to be engineers.
I mean, it's not usually that explicit, but to some extent, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I just would disagree with you. You know, respectfully disagree with you. I think the case here is pretty simple. That you know, there's just not enough women applying to be engineers.
Why
It's
not, though?
because they don't want to be engineers.
So do you think that women are intrinsically less interested in these scientific fields?
That's possible correlation. I mean, that's a possible next step. But what I'm saying right now is the fact that there's not as many women applying to be engineers. That's what
Okay,
I'm
so
saying.
my reason that I gave was cultural. You're saying that I'm wrong, so I'm asking what is your reason for why women are less interested in scientific disciplines versus
Well,
men?
I'm not going to go into why. I mean, we could as like a theoretical, we could guess.
You've
But I'm
already gone
saying
into the why by telling me that my why is wrong, so I'm asking what your why is then.
no. I'm saying is you're asking. I'm saying that women are not applying to be engineers as much. That's why there's not as many engineer women.
Yeah, but I'm asking why they aren't applying as much.
Right, and that's what so that's the next step, and we can go there, but we don't know. I mean, there's no scientific way to know why. I could guess. I mean, women tend to go to other jobs. For instance, women tend to lean towards like teaching or a nurse job. Those are one jobs that are filled with women.
Sure, but I'm
um,
asking why? Why? What is the reason why?
it's just like people have different things that they like. It's like
But we're
why
not
do
talking about people. We're talking about men versus women, not people in
yeah,
general.
we're both. I know men, people. We're both people. That's what I'm saying. Is
So
that
you're saying that
men?
women are more interested in this is my first thing that I asked you. You're saying that women are intrinsically more interested in some fields and men are more intrinsically interested in others? I asked you this
Yeah,
originally and you
yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's true.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, that's why there's more. That's why else would you explain there's more certain genders in certain jobs? I mean, what else would it be?
I mean, you could argue cultural differences. There's been a much larger representation of women across almost every single STEM discipline over the past, 20 or 30 years. Do you think it's because they're being forced into it? They're not actually comfortable? Or do you think it's because society and culture are changing?
No, no, I don't think they're getting forced. It's possible it's changing. Maybe nowadays more women are going into those jobs. It
But
could.
why would they be
They're
doing it nowadays as opposed to previously if they're intrinsically inclined towards certain fields?
probably because more women can get into college. It's
That,
easier for women to get into college, and they're, you know,
so
stuff like
you're
that.
making it sound like if they have access to college or higher education easier, that it will influence them to want to choose STEM fields. That makes it sound like you're using my argument then, the culture argument.
Well, I mean, we're talking hypothetically now. We're moving down, like
Well,
we're
nothing that
doing
I've
what
said is.
ifs.
What do you think
We're
I've
do-
said is hypothetical? Do you think the increased representation of women across scientific fields is hypothetical? Or do you think that's actually happened? If you don't think
no,
that's
I mean,
happened, then
I mean, when we speculate as to why, That's, I mean, we don't have
Okay,
the
but
exact why.
anytime, but this is our job as people, right? We have to speculate on the why so that we can
Yeah,
design
yeah,
policy.
we can. I'm just, I don't know. You got me being careful now, man. You keep like trying to lock people in
I'm
online,
not
so I'm
trying to
just.
lock you in. I'm just trying to figure out what you believe, dude. I'm just trying
Oh,
to
okay,
figure out
okay,
what.
yeah, yeah. Ask away, man. I'm trying to be as clear as I can. I
Okay, so I'm
promise.
just asking you, why do you think women are more interested now in scientific disciplines than they used to be? And you said, well, now maybe they have easier access to school, so that makes it sound to me like you think that then culture and education has things to play into it. It's not just an intrinsic interest.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, those are not separate things. That's, society and women wanting to do certain things, certain jobs, men wanting to do other jobs, people wanting this kind of thing or that. Those are part of society. I mean, it comes from within you. You're in society. You isolate a person from society.
Sure, I agree with that 100%. But now these are blue pilled arguments, dude. That society influences you and you don't have perfect agency over yourself, and some things in society will, direct you towards certain things. These are my
Yeah.
arguments. Yeah, I agree with all of these.
No,
Of
I'm
course.
not. I'm not. No, I'm not pushing. I'm not pushing a blue pill or whatever thing. Anyway, maybe it sounds like that or something, but I'm still standing by the beginning of this topic where, the reason that there's less women in certain jobs, STEM fields or whatnot, is because they're choosing
Yeah, but you
not to
already
go there.
disagreed with that. Now you're hold on. I'm going to bring back the guy that just said, "Well, no, you're wrong. The reason is because they have access to more education." You're arguing with yourself now. Is it because
Well,
they're
it's because you just
intrinsically
keep rolling around on the same topic, man. I mean, we've got it. I mean, I'm not trying to deny what I said, but that was a speculation as to why. It was actually a speculation off of something you fed me, so I don't even know if women are, more in the STEM now or whatever you just said. It was just kind of, you're kind of looping me around. Can we just talk about what we were talking about?
I thought we were talking about women's representation in STEM fields.
Yeah, we said what we said. I said it's because they're choosing not to do as many engineering jobs, and you say it's because TV tells them not to do it.
Not just TV. You're
Okay.
mischaracterizing my argument. I said
I
TV
know,
is
I
as a
know.
part of all of culture.
I'm
So do
being
you think
smart.
that so I'm asking you, do you think that women are just choosing these things intrinsically, or do you think like things like education play a major role in this, meaning they're not choosing it intrinsically? Because you've told me two different things now. I'm just curious what you actually think.
Actually, I got you because I didn't tell you two different things. What I told you was more women are getting into college now.
Okay,
So
why are they
that's not
getting
the
into
same.
college now as opposed to
Really?
before? More is a comparison between now and then.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but there's just more women at college now. They're getting in more. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, but women fundamentally, biologically, haven't really changed as a being over the past 200 years, but it seems like more are going now than before. The culture and society have changed. I don't think that women biologically
Why?
have changed.
Why do you think?
I think because it's largely a cultural thing.
So you don't think that they have a choice?
To some extent, no, but you agree with that. You've already told me as much. You said that nobody.
No, I said that they are not going to STEM fields because they're not choosing to.
You said
said that.
earlier that all of us are born in a society and none of us are independent in the society. Remember when you said that?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I believe that. I think all of us are to some extent slaves to society, and that what society tells us will heavily influence the type of clothes you wear, the type of music you listen to, the type of entertainment you partake in, the food you eat, right? I don't think you disagree with any of these things, do you?
Yeah, I do. I do. There's a lot in there, so.
Wait,
But
so you think
I,
that there's like a random kid born in like Tennessee that like has a huge craving for Indian food even though he's never seen about it or heard about it in his entire life? Like
no, I don't think that. I mean, what? That's
what
silly.
so what do you mean by you don't think the entertainment that we partake in is not influenced by culture? You don't think that's true or
I see the influence. I recognize what society is and whatnot, but I'm telling you that people have agency. They pick what they want to do, and if some girl watches a movie and it tells her that it's too nerdy to be a computer programmer, then she shouldn't have been a computer programmer. If that's all it takes to stop her, that's then she wasn't going to be one anyway. Something else would have stopped her if
you say
it
that's
wasn't
all
that.
it takes, but if you have a lifetime of people telling you that you shouldn't do something, you don't think those weigh on a people over time?
I think some people, weaker
think-
people, and I think honestly, you obviously believe that, so I think that you don't have that kind of confidence to defy society. I have no problem doing that.
What do you do as a
Destiny.
job right now?
I I do. I'm a video maker.
How much money do you make?
Editing- I'm not gonna tell you about my money.
Why don't you make more? Why are you so weak, dude? Do you realize that these arguments are kind of absurd?
No, dude. I
Why
realized you
aren't you
just
more
asked me a couple
successful?
random questions
It's not
after
random.
I
I'm
called
asking
you
you why.
out.
I'm asking you why you're not a millionaire. You didn't call me out, dude. I'm asking you why you're not a millionaire right now. Why are you weak? Why haven't you done what you needed to persevere? Why do you know how to
I'm
play
not.
multiple instruments or speak multiple languages? Like you
All
literally
right,
can
you're
only-
going off. You're
No,
gonna
I'm just-
you're gonna rage quit. You're
I'm
gonna
not-
rage quit. I see it
I'm
coming.
not
I
rage
see it
quitting. I'm
coming.
asking. You said that you're a stronger person, dude. So I'm just curious
I'm
what you've
strong
accomplished
enough-
in life to be so strong that
Okay, I'll tell you. I mean, just right now, I'm strong enough to not listen to society. You say that you have to listen to society. I say no.
what do you mean by not listen to society? What has society ever told you that you've defied?
Okay, well, for example, society. What would you say society's figures are for human beings? Males or females? What kind of body types would society dictate?
It
What would
really
you
depends
guess?
on, I don't know, a normal BMI range and a normal
Like
level
maybe
of health.
would you say skinny or fit or
Yeah,
muscular?
sure, probably muscular.
Okay, well, I'm a fat ass. So I don't give a shit. I don't care about weight. I don't give a fuck about what people say about weight. And I do fine. I don't give a shit what the society tells me my weight should be or what
Jesus,
I
that's
should
so.
drink,
That's what a
what I should
bad
smoke,
point.
or who I should fuck.
That's
I don't give a fuck.
that's not an
Destiny.
act of
You
rebellion.
met
You're just a
true
fucking
red
lazy
pill
ass.
alpha motherfucker. Welcome
That's
to the
my
Gunny
guess.
Show. Ugh!
All right.
Okay, I went a little crazy there. I'm
Okay.
I'm
So-
still here.
You're red pilled because you're overweight. That's the
Exactly.
That's
Exactly. Nice. I like the way you do that though, man.
Dude,
Honestly.
I'm just trying to understand your argument. If you feel, again, let me repeat what I said.
I'm
at the beginning.
telling you though.
If you
I'm
feel
telling
like
you,
I'm
I like it.
mischaracterizing your
honoring
arguments,
No. It's not always mischaracterizing, but you just find a way to rephrase someone else's thoughts and make them look bad. And
I'm not
it's
trying
just,
to
it's,
make
it's
you
a
look
it's a
bad.
gift. You should embrace it.
I'm
You
not
should
trying
embrace
to
it.
make
It's
you
a
look
gift.
bad, dog. I want you to feel like I am giving you the most charitable interpretation of your view. You have given me one way
I
that you
think you're being fair. I don't think you're being a total jerk or anything like that. I think you're being fair. You had me on. You talked to me and whatnot. I'm just
Okay.
saying. I'm saying.
So you're
in
telling me
certain
that
lines
you have bucked
in-
society. You realize that you're a literal slave to advertising. Being fat is not an accomplishment. You've just bought into all of the fast food ads. You've bought into all of the marketing. You've bought into the $1 double cheeseburgers, right? That's not something to be proud of. You didn't buck a societal trend. The thing that bothers me is you're literally telling women that they're weak-willed and weak-spirited and weak-minded when you can't even resist a Wendy's ad on the
No,
radio.
I did not.
That's
I
what
did
you're
not
saying.
say that.
Okay, let
women
me
were
rephrase
weak.
what you
I
said
did
earlier.
not say women were weak.
You said earlier that if somebody was discouraged by it bragging
Yeah.
to me that you can't
Yeah,
resist the
that's
dollar
true.
menu at McDonald's and that
No.
makes you red pilled as fuck. That you can't
Yeah,
resist the
that's
dollar
true.
menu at McDonald's and that makes you red pilled as fuck. Do you not see a
Dude,
problem there?
how did you know I went to McDonald's today? Are you watching me? I have a McDonald's cup right now. But no, that was an example. I said if a person in an example would quit a certain job. Are we still on? Are
Yeah.
you there? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I said in a certain example that if that person sees a movie and it doesn't make them want to be a scientist, then they weren't meant to be a scientist. I didn't say women were weak-willed.
Okay.
I said that women choose different jobs.
But it's not, the problem is that it's not just one movie. Right? The problem
Right,
is that
right.
it's tons of movies, tons of games, tons of advertising, tons
Right,
of
and this
music.
See, we're going back around. So like we already went here and this is what I said. I said, if those kind of things do weigh down on you so much, then you don't have the willpower to defy or whatever. It's not even defy, it's just kind of ignore society or just do your own thing. I mean, I'm not saying when I said I was a red pill, whatever, I was just being an asshole. I don't think I'm some hero. I'm just saying I don't listen, and I'm not like saying, oh, society told me not to say this word, or oh, society said, oh, I can't do this, or society's told me, to watch these shows and not these shows. It's like I don't give a fuck about that. And
What are your
people
favorite
that-
TV shows?
Well, I mean that's a
I'm
that's
willing
another
to bet
thing.
that they're probably relatively popular TV shows in society, no? Do you go and you seek out like these obscure Asian dramas or Russian local national TV or whatever to watch? Or do you watch things that
No.
are relatively popular that are advertised on
Yeah.
Netflix and
Yeah.
Hulu? Okay, so
Yeah.
it sounds to me like you're every bit as much a part of the society as any other individual.
Sure. I'm not saying I'm not part of society. I was on that one example we had, I was just saying you asked me what way do I defy society, and I just kind of came up with one. I was
Yeah,
just
and the
spitballing.
only example that you could give up on is one in which you've caved into society. That's the only example. You don't think that's a
Well,
little telling?
that's the way you frame it.
Do you believe that the majority of the United States is overweight or obese right now?
Oh, there's a obesity problem for sure.
Okay, so then if most people are overweight and you're overweight, how is that bucking societal trends?
Well, I asked you this before I made my point. I mean, I said what form or what figure does society push? Society doesn't push us to be fat. If you look at the ads, if you look at fashion magazines, people on TV and movies, they're skinny and in shape. That's why I asked you that
Okay,
before.
do you think the majority of people then in the United States are powerful, strong individuals because a lot of them are overweight? The majority of them are overweight?
No, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm not even. That was just an example, dude. Like you're looking too far into it.
Okay, so then to go back to the initial point, you don't think that a lifetime of being told whether you can or cannot do something, you don't think that could have an impact on your desire to go into any particular field?
I think it can. It just depends on the person. Like I
Okay,
said,
well,
if
if
you're
it can, then you agree with me, don't you?
no, I said yes, it can. And then you have to be stronger than that if you want
But
to, be a CEO or get a good job or do something out of the norm. You have to be like, no, I don't care if society tells me as a girl to be a teacher. I have to say no. I'm going to be, a graphic designer.
okay, but don't you think people can kind of respond in predictable ways when put in predictable environments? If you had a friend and you know that he had like 20 meth head friends and you really cared about this friend, you probably wouldn't want him hanging around all those meth heads all the time, right? Now, it's possible your friend isn't a user and will choose not to be, but why put him in an environment where he could fall susceptible to it? Like, why not give people the optimal chances to succeed in life rather than put them in a shitty environment and say, well, just overcome, right?
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Now, and that's the thing. I'm not saying that I think it should be that way.
Then you agree
You know,
with me that we should do our best to try to make it so that everybody feels like they have equal encouragement to do whatever it is they want, no?
yeah, yeah. No, that's the thing. These are separate though, because I'm saying I agree that we should encourage women to do whatever jobs. I'm not saying that's cool that that happens. I'm just saying I see that it's happened, and that was identifying it. I'm not saying that I agree with it.
Okay, then wait. Okay, so then you don't agree that we as a society should equally encourage everybody to move to whatever job they want? That instead we should keep pushing them into certain
Okay,
fields?
I got you. I know. I got you. I got you. Okay, so what I'm saying is, yes, we should, like you just said, everyone should be encouraged to do whatever they want, kind of thing. We shouldn't tell guys to be this job and girls to be this job. I agree with that, but that's separate than the other thing we were talking about when we said, oh, there's not as many women engineers right now. I said that's because they weren't choosing to be engineers. Those are like two separate things. You can't put
No,
that
it's
together.
not. They're the same. It's the same thing. Because then my question is, why are they choosing to be engineers? And then that's where we get into the thing of like, well, what does society tell a person to do? But you seem to agree with me that we should encourage everybody to do whatever it is they want. If you're frustrated or it feels like I'm trapping you or whatever, I think it's because most of the arguments that I have aren't really that controversial. But for some reason, people on your side like buck them really hard. I don't think anything I'm
Yeah,
saying
I
is
don't
like,
think I don't think yeah, I agree. I don't think we're clashing as hard as other things I've seen, but yeah, no, I think this is more semantics.
but it's not semantics because when we started off this discussion, you were saying that women intrinsically favored certain things over men, and I was saying that I believe that culture plays a large role in it. And you disagreed with that, and that's what we're talking about now.
I hear you. I hear you. You got me confused too.
Which part are you confused about?
Well, it's like I said, the part you say, there's less women in STEM fields and as engineers, and I say that's because they're choosing not to be engineers. And then if you want to talk about societal pressures and everything else, that goes to another thing. But you got to kind of, I don't know. I think you just need to section off your arguments more. You're trying to put it all together so you can get a got you moment.
I'm not trying to get a got you moment, dude. I'm not trying to got you anywhere in this, okay? I'm saying
Okay,
that it
well
all
then
flows.
let's move on. I think we've discussed the women's thing. If you want to do another one or whatever.
Okay, so then just to walk away from this with some clarity, you believe that women are intrinsically pointed towards certain jobs, or do you believe that society plays a decent role in it as well?
I believe, I don't know. I believe that there's not as many women in certain job fields. This is from your first video. This is where we started. You said
Okay.
there's not as many women in certain job fields, and I believe that's because they're choosing not to be in those job
And I'm
fields.
asking, why don't they choose to be in those fields?
Well, I'm gonna say we don't know why. You can't. The why doesn't even matter.
But there are
The why-
studies and research showing that women are increasing their interest in other fields as a result of, different types of training programs and exposure. We do know why. We've got plenty of psychological research. on
Okay,
this kind
well,
of
I
stuff.
think this is just the same problem we had with the jail discussion. I think we need to stick with the facts sometimes, and it's like I said, you keep wanting to answer why, and then we get mixed up, and then you try to flip it around or something.
Well, but
what
the
I'm
why
saying
is where we get policy out of, right? We have to be able to ask why and then enact a policy to address the answers, right?
okay.
That's-
Well, I think we might have got lost in the society talk there, but I would say if we do talk about the why here, um, women don't want to be in engineers. They don't want to do those jobs. I don't know what else we can do to make them do it. You can't make them do that.
So you think
They
it
don't
is
wanna
all-
do
so you
it.
think it is intrinsic? If they don't want to do it, why have they been doing it in increasing numbers over the past 2 decades?
I'm not saying no one wants to do it. I'm saying
Okay,
when we
hold
go
on.
when you
Hold on, wait, because you're misunderstanding me. Okay, more is a comparison. Okay, it means that you
Right.
had less of something before, and then an increase happened. Right. So my question is asking you to account for the difference. So when I ask
Yeah.
you, why do more women do it now versus later? I'm asking for a reason to describe the difference in those two figures. Why do more women now favor engineering fields versus 20 or 30 years ago?
Well, I mean, why are you asking me this? I don't understand. I'm not an expert on women's work. I'm just
Because these are the kinds of questions you have to have answers to for you to make videos laughing at SJW issues. Because when somebody like me comes on and says something like, I think we need to, make sure that our media is, careful of both sides of every issue, that we have good role models for everybody in society, that we have programs in place to encourage women to do these things, people like you will tell me if I'm being unfair. You'll laugh at me and go like, oh, this is an SJW talking point. You just want to cuck society or something. And it's like, well, no, I'm trying to address the why don't women choose
well,
engineering.
what do you want to do? What would you do in this situation?
Oh, this is SJW talk. I want to
You
make
know?
it. I want to make it so that people have. Sorry, hold on. I want it so that people are as free of societal pressure as possible to choose a particular thing, right? If there is a pressure on somebody to pick a particular thing, I would hope to alleviate that pressure, right? Unless it's like a universally good thing, right? So I don't want to push
Okay.
I would basically trying to remove gender pressures, right? If you are a man, you must do X. If you're a woman, you must do Y, right? I would hope to remove most of those pressures. Is kind of like the ultimate goal.
Right, but how? I mean, how? What? Like, let's say they're in the movies or TV. Like, how would you,
Sure.
remove
So
this
in
society
movies,
pressure?
for the longest time, was very, very common that the protagonist was universally a white male, right? In every single movie, the white male is typically always the protagonist, right? Well,
Mhm.
maybe we could have movies where there are females that are the protagonists, or people of color who are the protagonists, right? These are nice things
Sure.
because it gives people in society the ability to look up to these people, to aspire to these people, right? How many
Okay.
times as a kid do you see little kids running around with lightsabers and little blaster guns and everything? Like, all of these
Mhm.
things are, influenced from movies, right? Somebody was posting in chat after the Top Gun movie, a ton of people applied to get into the Air Force to be a pilot, right?
Sure. So you say, for movies, if we're going to go to that topic, we should be putting more women into lead roles of movies. That should be forced.
I
by
don't
the
know if it
government?
should necessarily be forced, but I think that there is a value to having people in those positions. In terms of what the
Okay.
best way to go around it is, I don't know. That's a wonderful discussion, right? Is affirmative action the way to do it? Is it creating separate funding from a government fund
Just
to do
fucked
it?
up that
You
transition
know, is it
so
other people
bad.
raising charity to do it? I don't know. That's an interesting question.
I got you. But I just don't think it's this in this situation. And if it can go further into the media, but I don't think this will work. I mean, this is just not like. Let me ask you this question before roles in popular movies.
I think that a lot of it becomes a cyclical thing. Society is a certain way, right? So then media reflects that back onto society. But I think both can
Okay.
change each other. When society moves in a different direction, media can start to reflect that. And if media pushes a certain direction, society can start to reflect that.
Sure. Well, I would say I hear you, and yeah, art reflects life, reflects art in this case because we're talking about movies. But I would say, okay, yes, I've heard these facts. It's been 3-1 male leads since the 40s. That's like what a lot of people like to say, and I've heard SJWs bring that up before.
Mhm.
Not labeling you that specifically, but yeah. So this is because movies are capitalism. This is ticket sales, and the movie companies, they make movies for people that they want to see. So the reason that ratio is stayed, and it stayed like that, is because people have bought the tickets for the movies. You're trying to fight the natural market of things.
Have you watched The X-Files?
Yeah, I mean a while ago.
Sure. So The X-Files could have very easily been a show about two men, right, that were partners that, worked crime and whatnot pretty easily, right?
Mhm.
It didn't have to be a male and a female, right?
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
So here's like a really quick Wikipedia article because they decided to do a female there, right? And you can go and click the links, or you can tell me this is all bullshit if you want to do that, right? So there's something called the Scully effect, all right? The character is believed to have initiated a phenomenon referred to as the Scully effect, as the medical doctor and the FBI special agent inspired many young women to pursue careers in science, medicine, and law enforcement, and as a result, brought a perceptible increase in the number of women in these fields. At the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con International, Anderson noted that she had been long aware of the Scully effect and stated that we had gotten letters all the time, and I was told quite frequently by the girls who were into the medical world, or the science world, or the FBI world, or other worlds that I reigned, that they were pursuing those pursuits because of the character of Scully, and I said yay. Anne Simon, a biological professor and a science advisor for the series, recalls, I asked my intro bio class how many of them were influenced by the character of Scully in the X-Files to go into science, and half of the hands in the room went up. That's huge. That was saying that the show was really having an effect. The Scully effect remains a subject of academic inquiry.
Okay.
So
What's your point?
my point is that you can still have major blockbuster films and still feature people that don't necessarily fit that white male narrative, that it would still be pretty much just as successful,
Right.
but it would also give the chance for other people to have voices as well and other characters to aspire to, right?
Right, but what you're saying is that you're saying there should be some sort of affirmative action
I'm not
or
calling for
some sort of
affirmative action.
committee that
No.
I mean, I don't know
That's
how
not
you
what
would
I'm saying at all.
make more women into movies like artificially, like
It's not
this-
artificially. What about Star Wars Episode 7, right? That has a female lead. What about the movie Aliens, right? The James Cameron movie, that had a female lead, Ripley.
yeah, I'm fine with female leads. I'm not saying there shouldn't be, but I'm saying like, back to where this came into movies, you were saying you think to solve the problem of society pressuring women into certain jobs, you think the solution is to put more women into movies and lead roles. But what I'm telling you is that I mean that's almost impossible to do. Like
But
what
it's
you're
not.
saying
That's
doesn't
what's
work.
been happening. We had 6
Well,
Star
no.
Wars movies where every single character lead was a male, and now we've had 2 Star Wars movies where the leads are females. It is happening where you're getting more
Right.
representation in media, and you're getting more
But
people
here's the
interested
thing.
in these
Here's
movies
the
as well.
thing that you're looking over because the whole 3-1 and this whole stat about how there's more men in lead roles.
Mhm.
It's based on you're kind of basing it on a I don't know, a falsehood. It just doesn't work because see what it is. It's not saying that there's more leading men in all movies. It's not talking about all movies. It's
But
talking about the highest grossing movies, and it talks about the most Oscar winning movies. So what we're talking about here is the most popular movies, it's the highest grossing, and then the ones that the critics like the most. So all you're saying, all the study says is that people pay to see men more and people give awards to men more. It doesn't say that there should be, you can't force more women into those things. These are just, this is the free market deciding
so
that they like to see movies more and they pay more money.
A really quick Google search, okay? Really quick Google search, and I see the 10 highest grossing Hollywood movies. Okay, Avatar had 2 big female characters, one which was a co-lead, right? The blue girl that he was in love with, and then I think that Sigourney Weaver character was kind of like a side character, right?
Right.
Okay, number 2 is Titanic. That was a male lead. Number 3 is Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which is a female lead, right? Number 4 was Jurassic World. I don't know if there was a female lead in that. Number 5 is The Avengers. You had the aren't there 2 girls that are powerful in that movie? The Black Widow and I don't remember.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, maybe, right?
I don't know. It's the first Avengers, but what's your point?
I mean, there are high-grossing movies with female characters in them. It doesn't seem like it's impossible to make these. There just has to be the desire to do it.
But that's not what I said. I was saying that, like,
well, you said the highest-grossing movies are made that way because that's what gets the most money. But I just pointed out that in the highest-grossing movies, there are movies with female leads.
Okay, but well, just because there's a few on your list right there doesn't mean the top 100 highest-grossing movies aren't dominated by men.
Sure, they might be, but don't you think that's something that could change in the future? And you didn't even let me finish my list. Both Avengers movies are on there. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, that's a male lead, but Hermione plays a very important role in that film as well. Like,
yeah, no, I know, I get you. I get where you're pointing out movies with girls in them, but like back to the thing we were saying, it's that, you know, the most popular movies are dominated by men. Do you not agree with that, or?
I agree with that.
Okay, so why do you think that is?
Because for a long time, men were the primary audience of these types of movies. But I think it's slowly starting to change. What is there something so wrong about having more movies with female or person of color leads?
No. I think it's wrong to affirmative action and say what you said earlier, that, you know, in order to get women to want to be engineers more, we should force them into the popular Oscar-winning movies.
But I've never said that. I never made that argument, did I? That we should force people to do movies?
Well, yeah, you didn't say it like that. I mean, how would you say? You know, you want to put them into. You don't want to put them into the not popular movies, right? You don't want to.
Well, you don't know what movie is going to be popular before it comes out. I'm just saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying that if you have the opportunity to feature a person of color lead or a female lead, that it's good to do it. It seems to be, you know, these movies.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just disagree with the affirmative action.
Your channel, or if I were to find you talking in the future, are you ever going to make the claim that The Force Awakens is a totally cucked out movie because it is a black male lead and a female lead? Are these things that you've said before?
No, I don't think I've talked about that movie. Okay. I don't agree with that either.
Or like, you don't think that Rogue One is totally cucked out, or Kill Bill is totally cucked out because they're all women?
No,
right,
I don't.
Then
I don't
really
think
disagree here. That it's fine.
No, I could talk about those movies for other things, but it's not going to be what you said. Like, it's not because of the women lead.
Okay, sure. So.
But that's a whole other movie review day.
Cool, that's fine. Then we don't really disagree on this. That it's fine to see increased representation of women or people of color as leads in these movies. So that's fine.
I think it's fine. I just think the ideas or the methods and whatnot. Like, I don't think we should be forcing them into them or anything like that. And maybe that's not what you think either. Maybe I misread that.
Sure, I don't think that. I don't think many serious people make that argument that we need to force movies to cast certain people.
And I think the biggest problem here is like, when I think about it, is in the back of my head is the new Ghostbusters. You know, that's just the best example. That's a total kind of like forced situation. Like, they forced in an all-woman cast, and then it tanked because, you know, that's not what the fans wanted. I mean, there's probably other reasons it tanked, you know, the story and whatnot. Again, movies reviews is a whole other thing.
So here's a quick question, okay? So this was a gender bender remake, right? I'm aware of that. Why did the cast of a remade Ghostbusters need to be all male?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily had to be all male. I mean, I'm not saying that. Why does it matter
if they're all female?
Well, I mean, it could have been good. It wasn't, though.
Yeah, but it didn't have anything to do with it being all male or all female, no?
It mattered in this situation because it was like a feminist thing they did. They were like trying.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah.
Did you really think that it was like really feminist preachy? Did you get that vibe from it?
I didn't the whole movie. There were a few like real cringy lines in it that did go the feminist route, but most of the movie wasn't. No, I'll give you that. I mean, I'm not saying that's the way it played out, but the definitely when leading up to that movie, there was a lot of marketing, a lot of talk about feminism. The
Sure,
cast was
I think
going
that
around.
I think that that some of that was definitely mishandled. Sure, the
Yeah,
director himself, Paul Feig or whatever, said some pretty dumb things, which I agree he could have
exactly.
done.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah.
But
And then
there
glad
were
you
a
mentioned the
lot of
movie.
people were attacking that movie just because it featured 4 female leads. But that didn't really seem like, I don't know, when I think of the Ghostbusters, I don't think like these guys have to be men, otherwise it ruins the movie. Like it didn't ever seem like the gender was that important of the Ghostbusters, you know?
No, no. I mean, I would say, in my opinion, yeah, it probably would be better to have four dudes like it was before. If I
Why
was writing
though?
the movie, I just think that's just that's the basis of the original movie. I'm a Ghostbusters fan myself, and it was four guys that came together. You know, one there's a scientist, there's like a formula, and if they would have went with that a little
Four
more,
dudes
I think it could
sucking
have just fit the
ghosts.
movie better. That was the whole point of the original one was the sense of humor. It was that's the
Was
way
it a
I
lot
would have
of,
wrote it.
do you think it was a lot of guy humor?
No, I guess not specifically. You know, it's been a while. I'm not remember specific jokes right now, but yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, if you ask me, yeah, I would have made it with
Well,
four
so like
guys.
this is kind of the question then of like, do you think that like women aren't made to be Ghostbusters? That it has to be guys that are the Ghostbusters, or
Well, I mean, to be honest, if you're gonna ask that, I mean, women are afraid of ghosts more.
do you?
That's proven.
What do you mean by that's proven? You
I
don't
mean,
think guys in general are scared of ghosts? If a ghost were to appear, you think most men would be super brave and most women would cower
no,
in fear?
no, no. I mean, I'm saying like there's been psychological studies that have shown women are more inclined to be superstitious, including ghosts and stuff like supernatural,
So
and
even if
especially
that's
is higher. That goes higher. They're even more likely in upper level societies, like
so even if that is even if that was true, if you had a generation of young girls that went and watched a movie where women are killing ghosts, don't you think that that could kind of help to erode that type of fear? If you've seen that kind of thing in movies before, where women are
I
ghost
guess
killers?
it's possible. That's possible.
Okay,
I
so
was just making a line, dude. I mean, I'm not saying, oh, they shouldn't be in there because of that. I was just, but if we really do get down to it, girls are more afraid of ghosts. It's just a thing. Girls
gotcha.
like Ouija boards, like girls like mystical stuff. I'm not trying to be sexist saying that. It's just, just ask a girl. They love that shit. Do you know any girls?
No, I don't talk to many, unfortunately.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
Um, yeah, I guess I don't know because it made it sound like earlier that the being male was like really integral to the Ghostbusters. Is just that's kind of what it sounded like you said. But I
Yeah,
guess
I mean, in my opinion, yeah, I don't think I wouldn't go so far as to say, oh, I don't think it couldn't have been good with girls or some girl Ghostbusters. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm saying the one they made wasn't good, and if I did it, I would have preferred the four Ghostbusters. Like maybe do the young version of the Ghostbusters. I don't know. I'm not really big on remakes either, but that's a whole other thing.
gotcha. Okay, what's the next point you want to go to?
Uh, I'm not. I'm good. I mean, whichever you like. We could wrap it up, or you could want to bring in one more, or I don't know
I
how
don't
long
remember.
these
You said
things
I had a
usually
lot of.
go.
No, it's whatever. You said I had a lot of SJW talking points, so I didn't know if there were any others that I missed.
Um, I think that's the gist of it. I wouldn't say, you're all wrong or you're like the most uninformed person I've like reviewed or anything like that at all. I would just say, on that video when you're talking to JonTron, it just came off kind of like how it seemed this one, you're just trying to get JonTron, and I wasn't a fan, and I'm not like his super fanboy or anything either, but I happen to agree with him, so that's why I did the
Do you really think? Did it feel like? Does it really? Do you think that I'm trying to get you when I'm just asking you questions to clarify your position? Do you ever feel like that maybe you're getting trapped because you haven't thought about these positions as much as you think you have?
uh no, I've thought about it enough.
Then why did you keep hesitating to address the whys of any of the questions I'd asked, whether it was about why black men commit crime more than white men, or why women aren't, as enticed to go into STEM fields? Why didn't you want to get into the whys of any of those if you feel like you'd thought about them adequately in the past?
Just a nervous guy. I'm not
Girls
like I'm not a really particularly great public speaker.
Okay.
I have my opinions and I make my videos and I edit them together, but I'm
Gotcha.
just
All right. Well,
just
unless you
because
have,
someone just because someone doesn't answer one of your got yous or whatnot doesn't mean they're
I don't. Why
they're
you keep
wrong or they're
you keep
ignorant.
saying that
You're
I
trying to
have-
say like I'm ignorant or something, and I've been reading the chat too. I don't really care. I'm not saying I'm the best debater in the world or anything
Wait,
either.
it's not a
I'm just-
debate. We're just having a discussion, and I'm not doing any
Yeah,
gotchas.
yeah.
You keep saying
No,
I'm
I
doing
know.
gotchas, and I haven't done a single gotcha. There's a million times I could have done a gotcha in here. I'm literally just. This is what's bothering me because a lot of people are spouting the same type
Well,
of rhetoric
I
you
would
are, that I'm trying
say-
to trap
I
people
would-
when our conversations. I'm just asking you questions. This whole conversation has been me asking questions. I don't think I've asserted
Okay.
hardly anything.
Well, let me say this then. Is it possible you gave me a possibility? Maybe I don't have my stuff together or I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but is it possible that you don't know what you're doing? Maybe you don't know the way that you're debating or the way that you're displaying or straw manning or however you want to call it. I'm not thinking of specific examples right now.
This is how I approach these discussions. Okay.
I'm saying it's possible. I'm saying it's possible.
Okay. So
That,
tell me if you feel like
you
this
don't
is-
know you're doing it. You don't know you're doing it, man.
Okay, so
That's what
tell me if
what's
this
possible.
tell me if this is what it feels like, okay? When I get into discussions with people like you, what I'm typically doing is I'm asking questions to try
What
to
do you
figure
mean,
out
people like me?
people that disagree with me about things.
I'm kidding.
So
Go ahead.
typically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out what it is you actually mean. What are your actual beliefs? What are you actually saying? Right? It's typically what I do when I have a discussion. I feel like for the majority of this discussion, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to narrow down what you're saying into some distilled version so that I can actually figure out what it is you believe. All those times that you said you're trying to get me or nail me down, I was usually just trying to rephrase what you were saying in a way that we can both agree on, because we can't really talk about your statements if we can't agree with what they are.
Maybe you don't have to always like rephrase people,
But I have to rephrase your statement, because if I start trying to attack an argument that you haven't made, then of course it's going to feel like I strawmanned you, and I don't want to.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Understand-
This is just like debating or like whatever streaming 101 kind of stuff. I'm not really sure, but I just saw the tweet and I wanted to jump in and say my biz.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have
No-
anything
no
else? Do you have
hate.
any- Sure.
No,
Yeah.
dude, it was good. Glad. Thanks everybody for watching, and good luck to you, man. Let's you can stay in touch. There's no hard feelings.
Sure. Do you feel so? Then, just as a debrief of the finality of our discussion, do you feel like I have unfairly misquoted or mischaracterized any of the things or points you brought up during this conversation?
Well, I mean, yeah, I did. I told you a few times when it happened. I mean, I'm not going to go back over it, but yeah, you weren't completely dishonest, but it was just those little things. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Do you want to go over any more of your video, or do you want to cut it here?
No, my video speaks for itself. I think I said everything I needed to. If you want to
Personally, I've never read anyone post anything about
go
gay
to
things or
that
rights.
or whatever, you
obviously
can check it
take
out.
that from it, but that's really not the core argument. The core argument is
Okay.
that no other nation would voluntarily change its demographic.
Um,
Those are some great points by JonTron. I guess we better get used to that.
Well, in terms of the problem, I mean, I think it depends.
Core argument. Core argument is that no other nation would voluntarily change its demographic. Those are some great points by JonTron. I guess we better get used to that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll leave it here then.
All right, man. Well, thanks for having me on. I'm going to log off then. Thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, have a great day. No bullshit on
Wait.
YouTube.
Real quick, you know that Jim Crow laws were more recent than 100 years ago, right?
I was almost out of here.
I'm just real quick. You know that I think 1964 is when most of those rolled back.
I think it was the Civil Rights Act of 1960, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Do you mean 1860?
No, 1860. That's Civil War.
Or oh, never mind. Freed the slaves. Never mind. My bad. I was mixing up. Okay. You know that Jim Crow, but even in 1960 for Jim Crow laws, you know that that wasn't 100 years ago, right? And even the Civil Rights Act wasn't 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said 100 like as a big number. I don't think I said the exact number of years.
Okay, because it was like 50 years ago, right? That's like.
Okay. Do you know that this is a got you that we were talking about?
Well, you said in the video that it was unfair
I'm just
for me to bring up
It
Jim
doesn't
Crow.
matter what I said. I'm telling you, we were just talking about the got you stuff, and you just did it again.
Wait, what did I try to? What do you mean I did?
Okay, here's what it got you is I don't think you know what it is. It's like
Okay.
when a reporter gives a person a question and they set them up and they want them to answer it wrong or just be wrong or whatever you do, and then the reporter says got you, and that's what you're doing.
Well, because you're attacking me in your video when you said that Jim Crow laws were like 100 years ago, so it wasn't fair for me to bring them up when they were
Right.
like
Well,
50 years ago.
okay, it's not 50, but I
Wait,
think
what do you mean
if
it's not
that's
50?
well, even if it's 1960, how many years is that? That's almost 60 years. That's 57.
Okay, the Civil Rights Act was in 1964, right? So that's
Okay, but
53
dude,
years.
So we're debating the number of years, but who cares about those numbers?
Well, you're the one that said 100, so it seems like you care. Let me put it this way:
Dude,
do you have anyone in your
dude,
family
if
do you have
if
anyone in your family
that's
that's over 100 years old?
if this is the best you got on me, I feel great. Honestly, I feel like if all you can get me on is like a number of years that I said like hyperbolically like 100, I said 100 something, and then if that's it, dude, I'm fine with that.
Okay, what about when JonTron said that we have to be careful of the United States' changing demographics, and you said those were good points? What do you think he meant by demographics?
Demographics of the country, the
Like
makeup
race?
of the people, yeah,
Like, okay, so
race,
then
age, gender.
race. So why do you then what do you disagree with me on? You said that I was strawmanning him earlier in this video when I called him out on him talking about keeping America primarily white. You said that I was strawmanning him, and now 1 minute later you're saying he's making a great point about keeping the race all white. Isn't that a contradiction?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I know that I guess for that point it was what was it? I think what John Tron really said was something like, nations are, better homogenous. It's a better to have like a commonality in the nation, for example, like, a nation that's all the same religion or race or something like that. I
No,
think I think
he was saying skin color. That was what his argument was. That's why the graph that he linked me that I had up for half the debate was about white people becoming a minority in the United States, not Christians
okay.
or right. So it was
Let
about
me ask
race.
you this. Let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Why do you want immigrants in our country so bad?
Typically because it grows the economy.
Okay. So what do you get out of it?
A larger economy.
So do you think you don't you just think about it for money?
Well, for money and for more people could be more education, more scientific advancement. Like, I don't know, with a larger economy comes a lot of different things. A larger economy can mean higher standards of living. It could be more access to education, a larger tax base to draw from for projects. Like,
So you think a larger economy is inherently better?
than a smaller economy. I mean, I think that by virtue of the words larger and smaller and then economy, yeah, I would say a larger economy is generally better than a smaller one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Soviet Russia had a large economy during the Cold War. Would you say that was a good situation?
No, because they had a lot of other problems as well, and I don't even know if their economy was that large given how many, what did they have, like 180 million population? What was the population of the USSR? It was massive.
Mm-hmm. So then you're saying by my example, a large economy isn't necessarily good.
Not necessarily, but when you ask me if a larger something is better than a smaller something, I mean, I'm assuming that you mean all else equal. Is a larger economy good if it means we have to, nuke ourselves to accomplish it? Probably not, right? A smaller economy better, but all else equal, I think a larger
Yeah.
economy is
I
probably
mean,
better than a
if
smaller
you
one.
want to,
Sure.
it's probably, but it's not true, man. It's just that's the thing I'm getting at is, I don't know, I'm not economist or anything, I'm not equipped for this as you would say, but there's large economies like India is a large economy, China, those are big players. But would you say that those living conditions are as good as being an American?
No, but those economies have massively exploded over the past 20 years, and the living conditions have gotten massively better.
Okay. Well,
So it
then
seems like
I'm
in
just
that
I'm just
case,
I'm
if you
just
can,
giving you examples.
yeah, I know, but you
to
gave
show.
but you gave me some of the worst examples you could have possibly given because standards of living for everybody in both India and China have exploded over the past 20 years. Median
Mhm.
wages in China and India have gone up massively. The living conditions in those countries have increased massively as a result of their
Right.
growing economies.
Okay. So you want to talk about you want to pivot onto that now?
I'm not pivoting on anything. Their standards of living and everything are increasing because the size of their economy is increasing.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. I asked you if you think that more immigrants are better, and you think more immigrants are better. I got it.
If they continue to grow the size of the economy and we manage it in a responsible way, yeah. Do you disagree
So,
with
do you
that?
think there should be any limit on immigration?
Yeah, probably there should be. Maybe it depends exactly on. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to go about it, but sure.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I think it should be probably limited more, but I just don't see the inherent upside that you're trying to pitch, and I just think
I mean, you're
you
getting
know
more
we're
people that can work jobs, right? Isn't that a good thing? More people that can work jobs, more houses to build, more mouths to feed, more for your local grocer to sell to, more for your construction company to
well,
build for, more for
no,
other
it's
places to
not.
hire. Why not?
It's not good. Okay, let's just say that there's two houses, right? They're pretty. I'm just giving you an example, and it's probably not going to work out. But let's say there's two houses. One's Canada, one's America. They both have the same budget, the same amount of resources. Let's say each house has $10,000,
Okay.
and one of them decides there's only one person in each house, one Canadian, one American, and one of them, the Canadian, decides to let in, I don't know, 50 people from Europe that are in trouble or whatever, and then the American is more timid and lets in five. Which one is going to be doing it better with the same amount of resources?
The American that took in 5.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at is you can't.
I'm just curious, real fast. Have you ever taken an economics class?
Yeah,
Okay.
I went
Do you
to
remember
college.
what was your major in? Your undergrad?
Bachelor's in science, TV production.
Okay. In your economics class, on the first week of class, do you remember your teacher telling you specifically that economics is not a zero-sum game? Do you remember him ever telling you this?
I don't really remember that class. I think it was an online.
Okay. Do you think that in economics, do you think that every time there's a winner, there has to be an equal loser? That people cannot mutually benefit off of some sort of exchange of goods or services?
I don't know what you're talking about anymore,
Okay,
man. You
you
just
should
like
Google.
going off us.
Well, okay. So like,
You're
as
trying
a
to
sug-
ask me about a economics class. Like, do you
Well-
think that's a proper line of dialogue? Like,
I'm
how do
asking you about
it's
very.
like you've never had a conversation before.
Well, unfortunately, I've had far too many with people similar to you. Okay, so the
I
problem
think
is
you're
you're
like
trying.
distracted, bro. You like I see you look at your computer a lot, and it's like you kind of pop in, and then you just throw something that you Googled at me. You're like, "Oh, but did you hear about zero sum game?"
Okay.
Dude, it's not. It's you can't. That's not gonna work.
Okay.
I mean,
the problem with
I
your
know that
analogy.
you-
No. Listen, dude. The problem is that the analogy that you gave me is you pretended that both sides had limited resources, then brought in people, and they had distribute those limited resources to each person. Okay. You were treating economics as a zero-sum game. You're making it sound like there can only ever be winners and losers, and that everything has to balance out at the end. Okay. This is a very basic economic concept that any
I
high
just
schooler
gave
that's
you.
taking econ
All I
class-
did was
No.
give you an
You gave me a
example.
bad analogy that demonstrated your lack of a fundamental understanding of a fundamental concept in economics. That's the problem. You're trying to make an argument from an area of extreme ignorance. So that's why I brought up that example. Most educated people or anybody that's ever even cracked open a fucking economics podcast will tell you that economics is not a zero-sum game, that you can have mutually beneficial partnerships with people where both sides are massive winners. Okay? That's why I asked you, do you know anything about the idea of economics being a zero-sum game? Because the analogy that you gave me demonstrated that you had extreme ignorance on the topic. That's why I'm curious why you have such a strong opinion about it.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Ignorance. I'm ignorant. You want to know my degree? Zero sum game. You want to talk about economics a lot? Like I don't know. Maybe you took a couple economics classes. That's like your forte.
I'm a college dropout, dude. It's not my forte. I went to school for
Okay.
years and I flunked out.
Well,
Okay.
I don't think like that. You can't just start talking about some game and then you're not going to change my mind. Maybe like you've got some people in the chat like I don't know convinced or something what you're talking about, but you're not going to like you can't just run along and then start talking about what's your degree, what's your zero sum game. Like it doesn't affect what I said. What I
It
said makes
absolutely
sense.
impacts what it said because it's a massive contributing factor to your ideas on immigration, right? You fundamentally believe that based on your analogy, that if immigrants come to the United States of America, that they are going to be reaching into the pockets of Americans and taking money from them because we only have so much money to go around. That's your analogy. That's what it said. But that's absolutely not true. People can move into a country, increase the supply of labor because labor is a supply, right? A resource. When there is more of a resource made available, you can distribute that resource and you can capitalize off of it. That's what our whole fucking economy is built on, right? So just because immigrants come into a country doesn't mean we're reaching into some limited purse, right? We fucking print money. Like, this doesn't make sense in any sense of the word. So the fact that you believe that makes me really question, like, how somebody with no foundation of even the most basic kind of economic knowledge could have such a strong opinion on whether or not immigration is good or bad for the country. That's where I was coming from there.
I got you. I think I think you might think I'm totally anti-immigration. I think I just brought it up because it was something that came up before, but I'm not like saying zero immigration. I'm just saying, it shouldn't be let everyone in. We can't let
Okay.
everyone in. People that come in do take resources. They
Okay,
do
has
take
anybody
jobs.
made the argument that we need to have open borders with no immigration limit whatsoever? Have you heard me make that argument? Have you heard anybody reasonable
No.
say that?
No,
So why are you
I didn't
arguing
say.
against it? Isn't that a straw
I
man?
didn't. I didn't say like you said that. I was saying I'm in the middle. I was talking about both sides just now.
Okay, which side advocates for unlimited immigration with no checks and just let everybody come in as much as they want? Do you really think that's like a legitimate point that a lot of people have?
I think some people on the left might say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Not many. I think no one, with the decent, and I think no one that's a little bit smart with open borders, but yeah, I think there are some people that would say that.
Okay. What is and even if we did like argue for more or less immigration based on economic reasons, none of my conversation with JonTron was about economic reasons. It was about keeping the country more white.
Yeah, and I think that's where we started or said at some point, like, I don't think anyone really says we should keep things more white.
Well,
Like,
but that was
specifically.
JonTron's entire argument specifically.
I don't think he said it like that. I don't think that
He
you
literally
understood.
linked me a graph that said America will become less white in the next few decades, and he wanted to stop that.
Okay,
How can you
well,
say that that's not literally what he said?
well, I think there's a difference between, there's a difference
Between what?
between saying, oh, in the future, America's going to be way less white. There's a difference saying that and saying, oh, America should be all white.
Okay, he didn't say America should be all white. He said that we should
Yeah.
keep it as white as it is now. Or
Yeah.
go back to the 1960s. Okay, you agree with that?
I think it has merit. I think that
Why?
I think the argument has merit. I think it's just proven that more homogenous societies
We don't have a
just do
homogenous
better.
society. We have black people and Mexicans and Asians here.
Right. Yeah, I know, but it's still like 60% or so white.
Okay.
And a lot of regions are still like all white. And I'm not saying, oh, it should be all white. Now I'm saying white a lot. White right, white power.
Well,
These
you're
are gonna
the,
be
I
some
mean, you and JonTron were the guys that were making this primarily about race. So, I mean, I don't know why you're laughing. These are your talking points. Yes, it's keeping it majority white.
Well, I didn't make it about race. I mean, you
JonTron
asked me.
did. And you're
You asked
defending
me.
JonTron.
Yeah. I'm saying you asked me if about that argument, if we should stop it. And I said it has merit. It has
Okay,
homogenous
so I'm
societies.
asking you, what is the merit? I'm asking you to defend that. And if you say it has merit, that means it's defensible, right? Because you're
Yeah.
defending the merits of the argument. So what are the defensible merits of keep America white again, or more white, or whatever?
It's just people get along more when they have the same kind of backgrounds and the same culture and stuff
We're
like
not talking
that.
about backgrounds and culture. You're talking about skin color.
Hmm.
So why does it have to be kept white? Why is the skin color so important?
It's not. It doesn't have to be kept white. I didn't say that.
But that's what
you asked-
JonTron said, and that's what the argument that
Okay.
you came out to defend. You said his argument has merits. You just said that in here, like a minute, not even 20 seconds ago. So I'm asking
I
you to defend
said,
it.
well, you're not letting me defend it.
Okay.
You're saying other things.
Well, you keep
but,
sidestepping it. You're trying to say it's not about whiteness, but you just said that the white argument
Well,
has merit.
there's other. It's not just about whiteness. In this case, it's about whiteness because we're in America. If we were talking about Zimbabwe, we'd say, "Oh, it's a homogenous Black society." If we're talking about, South Korea, it's a homogenous Asian society. These things are proven to just be a better, more cohesive, less conflict, less fighting over.
So you think there's less
religion.
conflict in Zimbabwe as there is in the United States of America?
No, that was just an example. I was saying that this case it's white because we're talking about
why do you
America.
keep giving examples for things that don't prove your argument? You know that if you give an example, it's supposed to bolster your claim, not weaken it, right?
Yeah, it did bolster my claim. You just didn't understand it.
Okay, your claim. I'm sorry. Tell me if I misunderstand you. I'm not trying to mischaracterize you. You said that
It's okay. I'm
homogenous
just
societies.
I
said
think you
that,
truly don't get it sometimes. That's
Okay,
what
I'm
saying.
not getting it. I'm trying to get it, dude. Help me. You said that
Okay.
homogenous societies tend to have less conflict, like Zimbabwe is more homogenous. And I'm wondering, do you think Zimbabwe has less conflict than the United States?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't imply that. I said that in this case, we were talking about America as a white homogenous society because it's
Which
white.
it's not, but it's not. It's 60%
Okay,
white.
see, you're not even letting me talk about the last thing. Now you're going on to another one.
Well, I'm sorry.
See,
You
now
just
I
said
can't-
something that was totally wrong. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No,
completely.
okay. Yeah, I'm not. Zimbabwe was just my example of. I know that that's a predominantly black country. I could have said Congo. I could have said Libya. I could have said, any country in Africa.
Do you think that any of these homogenous African countries are more or less prone to conflict than the United States? Do you think that
No,
they're
I'm
more
not
peaceful?
saying that.
But they're all homogenous, so doesn't this hurt your argument?
When you put it like that,
I'm trying to put your argument. I'm not trying to put anything to you. I'm not trying to get you. You're giving me example after example after example that seems to hurt
I
your
know
argument.
I shouldn't go through Africa. Like that's probably the bad place to start. I guess good homogenous countries, are ones like I know you don't like Japan. You're not a big fan of Japan.
Do you think Japan is a good country that we should model ourselves after?
No, I'm
Then
saying
why are
it's
you using Japan?
because I'm telling you like these countries that have like more like homogeny. I don't know. It's just, you don't get it. Maybe
You're
I'm not explaining
arguing
it.
in favor of homogeny. So now you're giving
Yeah.
me countries that are more homogenous, but all the countries you're giving me are worse than America, and don't seem to be good
Well,
countries that we should
well,
model
that's
ourselves
because
after. So
that's because there's all countries are worse than America. I mean,
okay, but
what
like
country's
worse in
better?
every way. Like not a country who has anything that we want. What do we have from Zimbabwe or Sudan or Libya?
I don't think it. I think we should. It doesn't matter anymore.
What doesn't matter anymore?
This line of thought. I mean, I said what I said. You're just gonna keep picking around countries and saying why they're worse off. But I made my point. You're not gonna address it properly.
What was your
then
point?
I said it. It's just.
Wait. Tell me what the point was one more time. I'm sorry, I missed it. Can you just tell me what your point was one more time?
No.
No, wait. I'm really sorry, dude. I missed it. I was talking too much and too fast. What was the point?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I missed
no,
the point. Can you
I'm
tell me what
done.
the point
I'm
was?
done. No. I'm not playing around. I think you might be recording or something. I'm not. I just don't want any more shenanigans.
I'm not. I'm just trying to ask what your point was. I thought your point was that homogeny was better than non-homogeny, but then you listed a
Yes.
bunch of countries that are unequivocally worse than us in every
Okay.
way. Who
What
are
about
homogenous.
Germany?
Okay, these guys have taken in a lot of immigrants recently. So are you saying that it's not about being homogenous? It's about having a majority of white people?
No.
Okay. Can you point to me a non-white country that has homogeny that you think has something that we would want to emulate?
South Korea. Taiwan or
South Korea is a
Thai-
decent example. I don't know how many
Thailand?
immigrants they have, but South Korea is pretty special. It's pretty hard to immigrate to South Korea, right? They probably don't deal with
Yeah.
that much or have as many people immigrating to us as possible.
Yeah, and I actually had brought them up before in this kind of on this topic because they don't ever get any shit. South Korea has been very, very nationalistic for a long time, and like you said, no immigrants and stuff, and they're very anti like mixed races, mixing genders. They just want, or not genders, mixing races, and yeah. So that's an example of a country that does homogeny well, and I'm not saying I agree with that because they're very extreme. They're very extreme. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying I brought this up before, and people don't really give them enough shit for being like, basically, like nationalist, however you
Oh
put it.
shit! South Korea is the second highest suicide rate in the world. Damn, dog.
That sucks.
Okay, I understand. So, homogeny is really good, even though it fails in a lot of places, except in South Korea and in white countries.
Well, I mean, I could do the same thing with mixed or whatever you would call multicultural countries, and I could find examples where they go wrong. You know,
yeah,
you
but
just
I can point to literally like one of the arguably the best country in the world is incredibly diverse and
What?
seems to the United States.
okay, but it's yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the best country in the world. I'm not going to argue with you there.
Okay, and even individual states that deal with a massive amount of immigration, like California or Texas, are some of our
Mhm.
largest economies in the United States.
Right. But we didn't say, oh, large economies aren't necessarily good for every person. We already went over that, and we
Okay.
already went over the fact that bringing in more people, you know, isn't necessarily good. You know, I think you think it's inherently good, but I'm in California. It's crowded. It's hard to find work.
Gotcha.
And if you and since they're doing the minimum wage of 15, that actually gives even more advantage to the legal immigrants because they're already working illegally, so they're the only ones you could pay less.
Okay. Do you, with your, you said you had a BS in TV, or was it a BA? You said you had a BA. Do you feel like you're
I-
competing a lot with Mexican immigrants with your college degree?
I don't know. I mean,
You said
in
it's really hard to find work because of all the immigration. Are there a lot of Mexican immigrants that are coming competing with you for jobs?
yeah.
Okay.
Why do you like ask people what their degree is?
I don't remember. What did I ask earlier? What were we talking about? Oh, because I was curious because you said that you were a very, very strong person and you bucked trends. So I was wondering if you were somebody with like a very unique amount of success or something. I was curious.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, do you want to? You can. I'll give you the closing words, just like Bill O'Reilly. All right.
Okay. Thanks for having me on. Thanks everybody for watching. It was a good talk. You know, I don't, again, like I tried to sign off before, and, you know, you've been fair to me, and, you know, we disagree on some things, whatever. End of the day, we're both video makers. We're all on the internet. Let's just try to maybe get along a little better.
Okay. All right. Well, I love you, buddy. Have fun. Be careful.
Yeah. You too. Thanks for having me on. Good night.
Stay safe.